Good morning, Dr. Raj. Can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Thank you so much for your time today.
It's my pleasure. Thank you very much for having me. I'm quite excited to speak with you.
I don't know if you remember me, but I had a meeting with your dietitian and myself representing Clean Eat.
Oh, yes. I was just thinking about you the other day, as a matter of fact. Yes, of course.
So I know how busy you are. I want to be very respectful of your time, so we'll dive right into it, and I promise to keep it right around 30 minutes, okay?
Okay, great. Thanks. I look forward to it.
Okay, so here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me on another episode of Unlock the Power of Your Mind. Today, I am super excited for the guest that we have on our show today. He's a man that I have a tremendous amount of respect for, that I've met a couple times, Dr. Raj Gupta. Dr. Raj, how are you this morning?
I'm doing great, Ryan. Thanks so much for having me.
Awesome, awesome. So Dr. Raj is creator, developer, and founder of Soul Focus. I've been to that facility. It's absolutely incredible. He's also author of Wellness Center Solution. He conducts wellness seminars. He's been featured on Radio MD, Fox News Radio, and has been voted one of the top doctors in NJ for 2017. Dr. Raj, share with us a little bit about your background, your early childhood, and how you got into becoming a doctor.
Okay, great. Yeah, it's an interesting story because I never thought that I would be a doctor, nor did I grow up wanting to go into the healthcare field. I grew up in central New Jersey in Monmouth County. I went to Middletown High School South. I played tennis avidly. I competed as a junior and was ranked on the Eastern Coast. And then about 16, I had enough of that. I wanted more of a social life and hang out with my friends and spend more time on school. I did my undergraduate studies in Philadelphia at Drexel University, where I obtained a business marketing degree. And I had chosen Drexel University because of their cooperative education program. I loved the opportunity to be able to work while in school and graduate with a full resume. And I did so and had obtained a job upon graduation at the Philadelphia stock market. And that was going to be my life and career. So in high school, I had terrible migraine headaches. And I had seen every doctor under the sun. Had CAT scans, MRIs, saw neurologists, and no one could find out what was wrong with me or what was causing these debilitating headaches that I was suffering from more than 3 days a week, and vomiting, nausea. They were awful, totally debilitating. It wasn't until it was suggested to my parents by a doctor, since they couldn't find anything wrong with me, they thought it was psychological issues, and they asked my parents if I was having any difficulty in schools with other children. And that's when my parents knew that there was really something wrong, because that wasn't me. So we had friends of the family in Middletown who are husband and wife chiropractors, and they had been on my parents for years to get me in there for my headaches. But Ryan, we just didn't get it. We had no idea how chiropractors could help me with my headaches. But those of you out there that ever suffer with migraine headaches, there comes a point in time where you will try anything. So I found my way to the chiropractic office. On the way, I had a migraine that was a 12 on a scale from 1 to 10. We stopped and I threw up twice on the way to the office. But I was relieved to find out that they knew how to take care of headache patients. They x-rayed me. They showed me that my head was actually not sitting properly on my shoulder, and it all had to do with my neck. And, through that day, I left their office, and my headache had diminished to about a 6 or a 7. To the point where I was able to open up my eyes. And then through subsequent visits, I eliminated the headaches altogether and have never suffered with migraine headaches since. So believe it or not, that wasn't enough to make me want to become a chiropractor. I was home from school, college, and I went to go visit the chiropractor. It was a Saturday morning. I had sprained my ankle playing tennis while in college, and saw the orthopedist and was on crutches. And 4 to 6 weeks later, when this ankle should have healed and I should have been off of crutches, it was still giving me trouble. So I went to the chiropractor to get adjusted for my headaches, just for my neck, which I still did at that point once a month or so, or whenever I was in town. And they were on the 3rd floor and no elevator. So I hoofed it upstairs using the crutches. And while there, they asked me what had happened. And if I didn't mind, could they take a look at my ankle? Which I agreed to, of course. They adjusted my ankle and I left the crutches in their office that day.
Wow.
It was amazing. It was, and truly, I had a job lined up. I was getting ready. I was 6 months outside of maybe 8 months outside of graduation. And I went home that night, and over dinner, I told my parents that I had decided I wanted to become a chiropractor. And, they were shocked. I don't know if they were so pleased at the time. I had just spent 4 years obtaining an education that was in a totally different direction. But that was it, Ryan, because within weeks I had applied, been accepted. Within months I had graduated, drove down from Philadelphia down to Atlanta, and as they say, that's all they know.
Wow, what an absolutely incredible story. And I find when I speak to wellness professionals that a lot of times they do have stories like yours, Dr. Raj, where, somebody had helped them and changed their life, and then it becomes their mission to change other people's lives. So that's incredibly powerful. So after it was Life Chiropractic that you graduated from?
Yes, now it's Life University, correct.
Life University. And so share with the listeners how after you graduated from chiropractic college, how you ended up opening Soul Focus. What took you to that point?
So I immediately got a job. I had no intention, Ryan, for all those people that are listening that are products of New Jersey. I love New Jersey, but never intended I'm ever coming back. There's something about New Jersey that sucks you right back in. And for me, it was certainly my family. So after graduation, I took a job as an associate chiropractor down in South Jersey, in the Deptford, New Jersey area, with a chiropractor who was seeing about 800 patient visits a week and was open 7 days a week. A very bright doc. And what I got from him was not only an understanding of where I fit in the profession of healthcare as a chiropractor, but I realized I had a larger mission and a goal. He had sent us to practice management seminars, and at those seminars, I realized that as a chiropractor, I was fighting an uphill battle. I had to rewire the minds of Americans, which were hardwired to believe that drugs and surgery were the answer to healthcare problems. And that nothing could be further from the truth. As you can see, my mission has become even greater with the now current opioid crisis. It is a major crisis, and my mission and purpose is to help as many people as possible avoid unnecessary medication and unnecessary surgery. And like I said, that's an uphill battle, but it is a challenge and a task that I'm up for.
Well, I certainly support you in that battle, and I agree. It's sad to see where we are, especially in the state of New Jersey, and really, quite honestly, around the country with the opioid epidemic. So share with the listeners' dream, because it's something that I absolutely love and agree with 100%. Can you break down what dream represents and how it's so important to overall health and wellness?
Absolutely. So, Ryan, studying as much as I had been to get through school and then start my career, I will tell you, and I'm sure people out there can relate, it becomes difficult to stay in shape and do the right things and remain healthy. And I was adjusting a patient one day when I looked up in the mirror in the adjusting room and I saw myself, and it was a life-changing moment, because I said, why would I listen to me if I were one of my patients? Because even though I was preaching the right things, I wasn't practicing what I was preaching. So back in 2006, I did a detox program, really on a challenge, really, because I had purchased a gym at that point. You know what? And that's a whole nother story. It was a ladies workout express, like a course. It's a very specific model. And we were approached by the owner who was looking to sell it. So I had purchased the gym, and she was selling a detox, and I couldn't, in good consciousness, continue to shelve this product for my patrons and members if I myself did not believe in the product. So I did this detox, and in 9 days, I lost 16 pounds. But more importantly, I felt I was like a caged animal. I had so much energy. And at that point, I didn't go to a gym. You know, growing up, I was very active, played all kinds of sports, and never really went indoors to specifically work out because of the sports I had been playing. But through the 8 years of college and chiropractic school, I had let that slip. So now that I had all this energy, I went to the gym, and frankly, I didn't even like people named Jim. So now all of a sudden I find myself in a gym and eating it up and losing more and more weight to the point where I had lost 65 pounds and I was a new person. And I was inspired. And it is as a result of that where I came up with Dream. Diet, rest, exercise, adjustments, and mental attitude. And I figured that by balancing each one of these 5 aspects of life, you can achieve your optimum energy levels and productivity levels. And it is a philosophy of life that will pay dividends to the person involved with Dream.
Well, I certainly know from meeting you in person that you are a ball of energy, and sometimes I wonder how you're able to balance all that it is that you do. So I could say firsthand that it definitely works 100%. So talk about Soul Focus and specifically how you help people. I know you have a tremendous amount of different programs there. Share with the listeners how they could benefit from, being a patient or being a member at Soul Focus of Fitness and Wellness.
Well, Ryan, I believe that wellness centers are the future of medicine. In fact, I am so sure of it that I wrote the book called The Wellness Center Solution. And it's a philosophy. You know, right now we live in a sick care environment, meaning that we don't go to the doctor unless we're sick. That is not healthcare. Healthcare is actually going to the doctor to stay healthy. Preventative wellness care is what's going to prevent you from getting sick. You know, Ryan, there's a commercial out right now on TV that I love. It's for one of those DNA testing companies, but the commercial says, hey, picture you could have any car that you want. Close your eyes and imagine what car that would be. Now, but hold on. You could only have one car for the rest of your life. So for those guys out there thinking about getting a Ferrari or a Lamborghini, the moment that you know that you have one car that's going to last you the rest of your lifetime, that may change how you think. Maybe now you're thinking Honda, Lexus, a car that's going to last hundreds and hundreds of thousands of miles. But now, knowing that you only have one car, how well are you going to take care of that car? How well are you going to maintain it? Checking the oil, changing the spark plugs, air in the tires, the interior. This car has got to last you a lifetime. But the truth is, Ryan, is that we will have many cars in our lifetime, but we're only going to have one body. So people don't realize or don't take accountability for their own health. They are now. People are starting to realize with rising healthcare costs that they need to take accountability for their own health. This magic insurance card that they used to use is not the answer. Going to the doctor and expecting them to write you a script for a prescription medication, whatever problems you have in the way of health, it is not solved by a little pill. For instance, my headaches, my migraines were not because my body was depleted in Advil. There was an underlying problem there that needed to be corrected, and the headaches were just my body's warning sign trying to tell me that there was a problem. Taking medication solely just to cover that up is doing just that. You're covering up the problem. It's like a fire alarm going off in your house in the middle of the night, and you just take a broom and knock it out of the ceiling. You can't go back to sleep. You might have a fire in the house. So this philosophy and my passion for health and wellness led me to build Soul Focus. Soul Focus is a total wellness center where we have a full-service gym with steam rooms, eucalyptus steam rooms. Man, this flu epidemic this year has been awful, has created all kinds of respiratory problems. Just think about getting into a eucalyptus steam room and how that would help to clear out that head cold or that chest. We have infrared saunas. Infrared has unbelievable detoxification purposes. We have Italian tile in the showers. You know, it's an experience coming to Soul Focus, and that's what I wanted to create. You know, I'm a stress reduction expert, and for 22 years in my career, I've helped people. You can't avoid stress, but employ stress reduction techniques. So I built Soul Focus with the idea that people can come in and take a daily vacation where they can check in and check out of life as we know it. And at the moment that they walk into Soul Focus and hear the running water of the fountains and the spa music and sit in a massage chair, they can really concentrate on themselves. You know, so some of the services that we offer in Soul Focus, the medical practice, which has started everything, the holistic, conservative medical practice. We have a nurse practitioner. We have chiropractic, acupuncture, physical therapy, nutritional counseling, weight loss programs, functional medicine. We now do and have been for the last 2 years stem cell therapy, which is right up my alley. You know, so when you have degenerative joints like shoulders and knees, everything available on the market in the medical world is all degenerative. You know, the injections to your knees in the way of Suparts or Synvis, cortisone injections, they all further degenerate the joints. Regenerative medicine in the way of stem cell therapy truly regenerates the joint, and it's the first thing of its kind. So I'm very proud to be able to offer that as one of the services on our medical center.
Well, I can say firsthand from being to your facility that it is truly a health oasis, and I would encourage anybody that lives in the tri-state area to go check it out. And we'll share how they can get in touch with you and the address for Soul Focus at the end. Real quick, before we dive into the focus on pain management, and I know you're doing some amazing things with disc ease therapy, you have a tremendous analogy to the spine and a telephone wire and how those interact with some of the different mixed messages and how that can really cause havoc in the body. Can you share with the listeners that analogy, please, Dr. Raj?
Certainly. You know, so while lecturing, I explain this to people and the audience by having everybody raise their right hand. And then I pick people out in the audience. I say, how did you do that? How did you raise your right hand? And they're like, well, I just thought about it and I raised my hand. But there's a lot more to it. Really, you have this the brain, which sits on top of your shoulders and controls everything that you do. And the way your brain is able to speak to the rest of your body is through a telephone wire. And that telephone wire is your spinal cord. Now, off of that spinal cord, you have all these projections and wires off the nerves that come off of there. So the nerves in your neck go into your shoulders, your arms, your hands, your fingers, and your head. So if someone who's suffering from headaches or numbness and tingling in the fingers, it's very well likely a pinched nerve somewhere along the course of the line after it exits the spinal cord or right at that level. The nerves in your lower back go into your legs, your feet, and into your toes. Many people are familiar with the most commonly pinched nerve of the lower back as the sciatic nerve. But what is often overlooked is all the nerves that go to your middle back, to your lungs, your kidneys, your heart, your stomach. And it's important that these nerves are not interfered with, that they're not, there's no interference on the line like a bad cell phone. So we've all been on a bad cell phone connection where every other word is interrupted and you lose messages and you lose congruent conversation. And when messages are interfered with, there is some sort of dysfunction that takes place. You know, whether I'm driving home from work and calling my wife and trying to tell her that I'm bringing dinner home, and the messages are interrupted, and she thinks that I'm expecting dinner when I get home. You know, I could show up and we both have dinner in hands, and it's a miscommunication, all because we have lack of communication due to interference on the line. So ideally, what you want is you want a landline. Like, I don't know if everybody out there remembers landlines, but landline, there used to be a commercial for MCI. You could drop a pin and hear a pin drop. That's how crystal clear you want that line to be. So, for instance, if you have an interfered nerve, a nerve that's choked or pinched, go into the stomach, you know, after we eat a meal, we don't sit very diligently and think about digesting our food. There are messages that are sent from the stomach to the brain to let the brain know that it's full. And then the brain sends messages to the pancreas that releases digestive enzymes that are then sent through the telephone wire to the stomach. And then you digest food. And that all happens on a subconscious level through your autonomic nervous system. The problem is that if there's interference on the nerve that goes to the stomach, the brain might figure out on its own, because it's bright and it's the brain, that it's the time that you typically eat a meal, and will contact the pancreas to send those digestive enzymes. But if there's a roadblock from those digestive enzymes entering into the stomach, then we start to have problems. And the initial problem that you would have, in my example, would be that you'd have difficulty digesting the meal that you just ate. But if that problem persisted, you'd have other problems with the stomach, like digestive disorders, reflux, GERD, maybe ulcers. Problems would start to develop since your brain which controls your immune system, cannot actively speak to your stomach at 100%. So our job as chiropractors is to identify where these interferences from your spinal cord, from your main telephone wire, exist, and remove them so you can hear a pin drop. And that not only helps you and your body work better, it helps your immune system work at 100%. And that's how the nervous system works, and that's what chiropractors do.
Well, I hope that the listeners really rewind that and listen to it again, because it is so, so powerful. Dr. Raj, when I was listening to that, I said, wow, it's like the light bulb goes off in your head where you see how everything is connected. So absolutely tremendous analogy. Talk about the connection between the mind and the nervous system, and how it is that you can help with pain management through things like disc ease therapy and your unique conservative care approach.
Awesome. Yeah, disc ease is amazing. And it is limited to a number of offices around the country that I know employ disc ease. But disc ease is very specific. So when you have your disc should remain hydrated. It is like a shock absorber, and it needs to remain hydrated. So it's got that normal bounciness so that you can withstand the force of impact from even walking down a flight of stairs. Unfortunately, when the disc is either ruptured, herniated, prolapsed, or bulging, it loses its elasticity because it's no longer hydrated. Now, I think the stat is 85% of Americans are dehydrated. And even if we were to rehydrate, muscles, organs, they get hydrated first. The last thing to get hydrated is the disc. So the problem is trying to work on a compressed or herniated disc when it's not hydrated defeats the purpose. So disc ease starts with drinking mineral water. Himalayan salt water, as a matter of fact, which has 83 essential minerals that we are lacking in our body. Then we put our patients on a vibration plate to do exercises. Now, these vibration plates are used by Olympians and professional athletes because it gives a workout that is superior to none. But more importantly for us, it's really a blender to take that Himalayan salt water and blend it into the areas, specifically the disc, so that now it's hydrated. Once it's hydrated, we're able to do exercises to help pump the waste that have accumulated in this disc out and get nutrition pumped in, which the disc can no longer do on its own because it doesn't have its normal elasticity and therapeutic features. So once we put you on the vibration plate and blend in that salt water, now we have an open palate, and we're able to do our work where we do ball exercises, stretching, decompression therapy, physical therapy, and then adjustment. This has proved to be an excellent way for disc sufferers to regain their life back, get out of pain, and most importantly, avoid drugs and surgery.
Absolutely incredible. So, Dr. Raj, I had been an admirer of you. I'd been to Soul Focus a couple years ago, and I remember as soon as I walked in, I thought, wow, what an absolutely just incredible facility. And then when I had the honor and the privilege of meeting you, and I see how hard you work and how incredibly intelligent you are, and most importantly, your passion for helping people, I was so inspired. And I want to share with all the listeners that what Dr. Raj is doing and Soul Focus, I believe 100%, I'm in a full alignment with you, Dr. Raj, it is the future. And I've seen how much, you have grown, your practice has grown, your exposure, you're on Fox News. I am 100% in belief that what it is that you're doing is the future. And I encourage all of our listeners to do more research and to reach out to Dr. Raj. If you live in the tri-state area, it is absolutely worth the trip. Dr. Raj, how can our listeners get in touch with you or learn more about what it is that you do?
Well, they can reach me several ways. They can email me at Dr. Raj, which is DRRAJ, at soulfocus, SOULFOCUS.com. So that's Dr. Raj at soulfocus.com. Or they can also go onto my website, which is drrajgupta.com. And learn more about Soul Focus. Soul Focus is, I just recently franchised it, Ryan, and I won't stop until Soul Focus is a household name, not only in the States, but internationally. My purpose is to open up these wellness centers all over the world so that people have an option other than drugs and surgery. It's awful, Ryan, but 95% of the prescription medication that's produced in the world is consumed by Americans. We have a major, major problem here. In 2016, the stats just came out, not for 2017 yet, unfortunately, it's too early, but 116 people die every day from opioid-related drug abuse. And 2.1 million people misuse prescription medication just last year. It's awful. And by the way, this information I'm reading right off of the homepage of the United States Department of Health and Human Services. This is by no means a secret. We've got a serious problem, and Americans have to start taking accountability for their own health and wellness centers are the way to do it. Come in, diet, and exercise, getting enough sleep, de-stressing. You know what? I want everybody to feel like they just came back from a week's vacation. Some of the normal things, the small, trivial stressors in life seem to break you down. But when you come back from a vacation, it rolls right off of you, at least for a couple of days, hopefully. But if you are able to experience the stress relief of a wellness center, the spa, the gym, exercise, Ryan, I know you will agree, is the #1 stress buster there is in the world. So employing a healthy lifestyle, like I said at the beginning, it pays dividends. So you're not walking around fatigued and with a clogged head that's foggy. Health and wellness has changed my life. I won't stop until I change everybody else's.
I love it, and it is my mission as well, and that's why I wanted to bring you on here today. So, Dr. Raj, thank you again so much for your time. I know that you're super busy, so I want to be respectful. I think that there was a lot of great information shared, and I'm excited to do whatever it is that I can help you to spread your mission. So thank you so much again.
Thank you, Ryan, and I appreciate the opportunity. Thanks so much.
All right. Make it a great day.
You too. Thank you.